Hello and welcome to the video tutorial of KTA AP Workflow tool. KTA stands for Kofax Total Agility, and it is a workflow tool that allows us to deal with AP related issues. KTA allows us to assign work to the respective branches and communicate in one place, and also allows us to create a workflow based on set rules. At an organizational level, that means that teams across the company are connected in one place and we have greater visibility into the whole process. It also allows us to get to the root cause of those particular AP issues. In this video, we will be looking at a quick demo of how this tool works and what the full process looks like end to end. Now, let's look at an example together. So in this example, I'm going to assume the role of a branch manager. And let's say there is a PO that belongs to my branch and that particular PO failed the three-way matching. Now, when that happens, it becomes an AP related issue that needs to be investigated and resolved. Now, this workflow tool allows us to trigger email notifications to the respective branch managers, letting them know that there is a PO belonging to their branch that has an AP issue. First of all, it brings it to their attention so they have visibility to it, and also allows them to investigate and make a decision based on their investigation. So as you can see the email template on the screen, this is what the email notification looks like, and this is what the branch manager sees if they have an issue belonging to their branch. The body of the email presents them with some basic information, so it lets them know what the PO number is. Just a side note, so basically the PO number has the division and the branch code in it, so that's how we identify which branch it belongs to. Also, the email template would let them know what type of issue it is. So the workflow tool has the capability of classifying different AP related issues into categories. So whether it's a receiving issue, pricing issue, or freight issue. So in this case, it's a receiving issue, presents me with the link. All I have to do as a branch manager, I would click here to access my dashboard queue. Now, a side note, I would highly recommend if you could make your default browser Chrome. Google Chrome would be the best browser to use. If you cannot use Google Chrome, then Internet Explorer is also okay. So here now we can see my dashboard view as a branch manager. In this example on this screen right now, it's presenting me with all of the issues that belong to the whole division, but in the real life scenario, it would basically present me with only the issues that belong to my branch. So there won't be this many. Now, in the dashboard, it presents me with some basic information that I need, that I can look at in a glance and kind of understand what's going on. So it gives me the PO number, PO date, vendor information, invoice number, also classification of the type of issue it is. So basically, pricing, receiving, real, freight, and also the invoice date and gross amount. Now, as a branch manager, what I would need to do is, the only thing I would need to do is click on the activity name here, and that would take me to the next screen that presents me with all of the information needed to make a decision. Now, in the middle section, we can see that the tool automatically extracted the important information from this invoice and presents me as a branch manager this information that I would require, so I don't have to enter that myself. On the right hand corner, we see the copy of the invoice. I have the option of zooming in, zooming out, or I could also detach this window into a separate big window if I wanted to look at it on another screen, let's say. If I close that, it goes back into the same panel. Now, the only thing that we as branch managers would be looking at is the middle section. We just want to make sure that the information is correct. In this case, because it's a receiving exception, receiving issue, for example, in a typical scenario, some of the steps that me as a branch manager would do is that I would have somebody check whether it was received or not, do their investigation, and make a decision after the investigation based on the findings whether to process a payment or create a VDM. Now, depending on what option we select, it makes the next couple of fields mandatory or optional depending on this decision field. So, for example, if I am making a decision to process a payment, then in the next field, reason and explanation, I would need to select the option that fits my decision best. Now, a lot of we basically made these drop down menus static so that the user does not have to spend too much time entering the information here. So please just choose the best option that applies in this situation. Let's say I went and checked and the item was found and we have received it, so I'll just select this option. And also in the justification, I would say item received on PO. That's pretty much all the steps that I would need to take on this screen. The last thing I would do is click on this green button, which is second from the left corner on the top ribbon, and complete the activity and take me to the next activity if there is one. If by any chance I'm busy with something else as a branch manager and I got pulled into something else, and I do have the option of canceling this activity for now and then coming back to it at a later stage, and make a decision then. Before we finish the video, let's go over some of the tips and tricks to keep in mind. Now, one of the questions that came up in the past was, do I need username and password to log into the dashboard? The answer is no, because the dashboard uses your Active Directory credentials, which are the same as your computer username and password that you use in the morning to log in, to automatically log you into the KTA dashboard. If by any chance, when you click on the email link, and the dashboard still does not open, there could be two possible reasons for that. One is that maybe the session was timed out in the back end and it just needs to be logged in again. So this is what the page would look like if your previous session was timed out and you need to log in again. So all you have to do is just click on the login button here and it would log you in automatically. The second thing that could happen is once you log in, you see the top portion here, but you do not see anything in here. If an activity is assigned to you and you still do not see anything in your dashboard queue, now there is a possible situation that you may have two usernames in the Active Directory in the backend. So in that case, please feel free to reach out to me and I would be happy to coordinate with the IT team to get you a single sign-on so you don't have to worry about logging in with two different IDs, and that confusion would be eliminated. And there you have it. So that basically sums up the full process of how to use the KTA AP Workflow tool. It is very simple, very straightforward, but if you have any questions or if you experience any difficulties, please feel free to reach out to me or your divisional ops people. Thank you.